This is Uthred and this is vlog number 26, Conflict of Nations World War 3, day 32, and I'm playing as Afghanistan. This is a time for celebration for the Afghan people, as the US invasion or the threat of the US invasion has been eliminated with minimal casualty. Actually, almost no casualty at all. I only lost one National Guard against his 20 fully mechanized, upgraded tank units as well as motorized infantry. So anyway, before we go through, before I tell you about how I was able to destroy his forces and eliminate them with only one National Guard casualty, let's go through the previous day's news. Let's go back to day 31. Okay. Okay. Cameroon and Spain is now at war. Let me just show you what it looks like right now. So Cameroon and Spain at war, but at this point, Cameroon still hasn't launched an invasion to Spain. As of now, he is trying to capture Spanish territories in Africa. So that might take some time. That might take a while. United States. So here's the list of the US casualties from yesterday. Let's count it together, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 7. So he lost 7 from here. So let's stop right here. So the 15th Tank Battalion or the 15th Tank Division, this is composed of 6 units, and I was able to eliminate them yesterday without any losses. So that's 6. And then he also has the 55th Stealth Bomber Wing, and the 55th Stealth Bomber Wing lost, let me show you, I think that's 2 strike fighters. But what I want to share you here is the how I eliminated the 61st Stealth Bomber Squadron. Okay. Anyway, I'll go through that later, but let's count his casualties from yesterday. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So he lost 28 units yesterday. That's including the 20 invasion force that the 20 unit invasion force that he sent, and also I was able to eliminate I think 6 planes. 4 of those are stealth bombers, and then 2 corvettes. I'm not sure if oh, okay, so there's also the cruisers here. Okay, so here's what happened last night or yesterday. So so the 15th Tank Battalion has been destroyed by the 9th Elite Infantry Division, Ragnar the Warlord. 2nd Infantry Battalion has liberated Washington, D.C. Bay of Bengal. 61st Stealth Squad Bomber Squadron has been destroyed by the 18th Task Force. Let me start with the 15th Tank Battalion. So that's the first batch. That's the 6 units that US have sent. And the way I position my forces or prepared for the invasion is, first is I upgraded my outpost. I think I did this 2 days ago. I upgraded my outpost in Zabak as well as here in Mingora to level 3. So I have limited supplies, so I was not able to build up my defenses in this area. So I mainly just selected a few provinces to maximize the resources that I have. So I selected Zebak and Mingora because I have figured out that his possible route will be through this area here in Sost as well as here in the Wakan corridor. So that's the reason why I position my outpost here. So fortunately for us, the United States complied with the predictable strategy or the predictable route, which is this one. So this is basically the predictable route that the US will take. This is the easiest route, and I think if you just automatically send your forces to attack, this will be the route that they will be taking. And this is the shortest, and I think this is the widest and the easiest route. So that's the reason why I prepared my forces here. But of course, I still made sure that I have outpost here in Zabak, if in case he tries to outsmart me and my try to avoid Mingora and its level 3 outpost. So that's the reason why I have placed an outpost here in Zabak. So also what I did is that I sent some National Guards to recapture some lands that he will be taking. I've explained this yesterday. So when he captured Kashgar, I have a National Guard tailing his army. So when he captured Kashgar, I immediately sent my National Guard to recapture it. The purpose of doing that is for me to determine where his route is, where he is going, because once you capture the territory, you'll be able to see where the enemy is heading. Plus, also, it will reduce the speed of the enemy because they are traveling through enemy territories. So that's what I did. So right after he conquered Kashgar, he went down to Sost. So what I did is I placed my National Guard somewhere around this area here. And once he captured Sost, I immediately recaptured it. It is important. I had to do that mainly because he can move west from Sost. He can move west to to the Wakan corridor, and that is something that I have been, trying to monitor. I want to know where he is heading, but fortunately, he decided to go straight here to Mingora. I think he did not do his math. He did not make any calculations there. So I placed my 6th Artillery Battalion, that's composed of my towed artillery, the D-30 howitzer, and the 2S3 Akatsia mobile infantry. I placed them in the Wakan corridor. They have additional damage if they are in the mountain, so that's why I placed them there. And then I have my 39th National Guard Division. This is composed of 10 National Guards, but as you can see, there's only 9 of them left. I only lost just one. And then I have my 16th Elite Infantry Division, which is led by Ragnar the Warlord. So what I did was, when he attacked, I actually have my elite infantry here waiting or trying to harass him. Level 6 motorized infantry has the ability to attack in a distance. So they can shell mortar. So if you can check this, can engage hostile units at range with mortar. So they can attack with mortar. And their attack range was increased to 20. So I utilized that. I took advantage of my level 6 in modern infantry, and since his troops are moving slow, all I have to do is just to make sure that I check in every hour, just to make sure that my elite infantry won't be caught. So while they advance, I harass them by, shelling them with mortars. And in doing that, every hour I'm dealing around 35 to 40 damage to his army. So, and also I have this 6th Artillery Division, which deals 8.8 damage to infantry and 9.4 damage to armored units. So even before he reached my 39th National Division or National Guard Division, his army's hit points have been cut in half already. So just right even before he arrives to Mingora, his army was already reduced to half its force. So, and Mingora has level 3 outpost, which gave my 39th National Guard Division a 67% defense. There, entrenchment. Army gains defensive bonus on the province center. Incoming damage reduced by 67%. So, I think when he arrived, he's only able to deal around 10 damage to my National Guard. So, when the 15th tank division arrived, I did not lose any units. I lost 0 units. And then I think I have a video about, let me show you the video about last night's battle. So here it is. So here's the 23rd tank division. So at this point he is at Sost. If you notice, I have 2 National Guards recapturing Sost, while his 23rd Tank Division, kept advancing towards Mingora. So at this point, I was able to eliminate. Oh no, I haven't eliminated any of his forces yet, or any units for this army. But I have this one. I have. Let me go back. I have, the 23rd Tank Division. So he has no losses yet during that point. But if you will notice, I have my there. Ragnar the Warlord is right over here, if you will see. And he is harassing this unit and trying to inflict damage as he go along, as he move forward. So there. And I still have my National Guard army intact in Mingora at this time. And I also have my 19 Strike Wing ready to help, but my goal during that time was to eliminate first the mobile anti-air, before I send my 19 strike wing. But fortunately for us, we fell asleep. I actually just, let it happen because I was really confident. Because before he reaches, it took him a lot of time before he reached. Oh no, hold on. Okay, so his troops are moving really, really slow. I think I was able to Ragnar the Warlord was able to attack 3 times right before his army arrived in Mingora. So, and Ragnar the Warlord was dealing around 40 damage per hour per attack. So imagine his 23rd Tank Division's hit points was somewhere around 400 plus. I think that's for 450, somewhere around that numbers. And so if I can deal 50 or let's say 40 per hour, right? So um, I'm not sure really how many damage I was able to inflict, but yeah, if I will continue to deal damage as he moved along, then his hit points will will go down, and his attack points will also go down along with his hit points. So when he arrived here, he has uh, his damage was reduced tremendously, and since I have my level 3 combat outpost, that further reduced the damage that my 39th National Guard Division received. Plus, I have this 37th Infantry Division right here at the background, shelling the enemy when they arrived. So basically, I have like 3 units or 3 armies attacking him at once. One is guarding, so the National Guard Division. This one is defending, and this is the defense points that my 39th National Guard has, and this one is firing the 6 artillery as well as my 37 infantry division. So imagine he actually entered the rain of fire, and that's the reason why I only lost just 1 National Guard unit. And National Guard is even the cheapest unit, right? At the expense of his 20 units. So if that happened to me, I'm gonna quit the game. I'm just joking, but yeah, it's because of his lack of foresight, I guess. Um, I'm not sure, but you just really have to check the damage percentages. It's right here. You'll just have to check this. You have to also make sure that you know where your armies are good at. For example, the National Guard, um, they have additional defense bonuses if you place them in a city or in a suburb. Yeah, you have to know this right there, right here at the info section. You will know um, where your army's good at. So, but if you'll notice, I placed them here in the mountains of Mingora because main battle tanks has a reduction of 50% attack damage if they are attacking in a mountainous area. So that's the reason why I placed them here. So instead of putting them here in the city of Peshawar. So that's where my calculation was based. Plus, of course, the artilleries are good in the mountains. So you have to know that. You have to find out what your units or where your units are good at. Okay? For example, I think a lot of players doesn't know this, but corvettes should not be fighting in the high seas, mainly because their hit points will be reduced by 50%. Same with subs. So you have to know all those things so that you know where to position them. You will know where to place them in preparation for an attack or if you are attacking, right? So that's how I do it. That's how I position my forces. So there. So we eliminated the threat here. We have no more threat. Um, Australia is probably regrouping back to his homeland. So I'll have the chance to strike and attack him from Indochina and take all his lands there. So, okay, so let's go back to the news, previous day's news. Okay. I want to go to the here you go. Okay. And also I want to highlight this one, the elimination of his 61st Stealth Bomber Squadron. So this unit was a pain in the ass because he was attacking Herat, and if you will see, Herat is at 44% morale, and I no longer have any structures there because of his bombings. So I removed all my anti-air, so this my city was defenseless basically. But since I noticed that I just tried it, and what I did was I sent my air superiority, my 15th fighter wing, to patrol above Herat, and I waited for him to attack again. So fortunately for me, he did attack Herat while my 15th fighter wing was patrolling, and I was able to eliminate two stealth bomber um, because of that. And since I was also able to deal some damage to that same bomber wing, stealth bomber wing previously, with my 18 task force, I positioned them here because I know that the stealth bomber wing will go through this direction, going back to his main base here in, what's the name of this province? Siampang. So I waited here with my frigates, and luckily, again, fortunately, he crossed. I mean, I was he flew above my navy here, and I was able to eliminate the last two stealth bombers that he has. I'm not sure if he still has more, but that is a glorious victory because my nation here will be out of range, or will no longer be under threat. So there, I just really have to push further so that I can make sure that my homeland will be secured. So there, so again, another threat was eliminated. And then in Washington D.C., there's a of course this will Washington D.C. was difficult to I had difficulty in maintaining my forces in Washington D.C. Okay, hold on, let me just kill this first. So aggressive fire, okay, very good. So we're gonna eliminate this first, and then we'll go back to we'll join forces with my navy here. Well, he bombed his former capital multiple times, and then he was able to recapture it. As you can see, I no longer have any ground forces here because it was destroyed by his fighter wing, but I still inflicted lots of damage there. However, um, since my attack points for planes is just 9.6, I was not able to maximize the damage that I could have inflicted because I only have one frigate in this task force, and that frigate is about to die also. So, yep, my attack damage for planes was reduced tremendously. So now I'm sending reinforcements. I'm sending my ships to reinforce my 28 task force so that I can go back and campaign again here in this area. But I will be leaving this theater here to France, and I hope that France will be able to capture majority of the US cities. So I'll leave it up to him. And later I'll discuss what my strategies, what my plans are moving forward. Also, so he sent his carrier strike group. So his carrier strike group is somewhere in that area, and that carrier strike group had eliminated my National Guard, who's about to go to Washington D.C. But also I was able to eliminate. Oh no, it's not here. Okay, it's on day 32. Okay, so let's move on. So Ukraine and Poland still at war. And Afghanistan and Australia. So here, it's just ground fighting as I move to take on provinces that he have captured in India as well as in Myanmar. And here's Australia's casualties yesterday. So, and here's the battle against Cameroon versus Rogue State. Okay, so here's my casualties yesterday. So I lost one, two, three National Guards and one destroyer. So I lost 4 total units yesterday. Ukraine declares war on Turkey. Okay, so Spanish casualties, Serbian casualties. Okay, Cameroon has only 1 casualty yesterday. Very good. So invasion. Okay, so Poland is now invading the UK. Okay, France and the United States. So look at this. So US is definitely a better player than France, as you can see on the casualty rate. And I was really annoyed with France because he lost another um, handful of his infantries, mainly because he's just he let them stay in the sea, and he let them get decimated. Um, for those CON players, I really advise you guys not to place your ground troops in the sea, and have them wait there, or do not stack them in the sea. As much as possible, it's better if you send them if you don't stack them all together, because if they're stacked, then if they got ambushed, then all of them will be killed. So I'll suggest that you send one by one at a time, so that if a unit will be ambushed, then you'll only lose just one, right? Not all of them. Okay, so French casualties. Okay, Japan is doing great, as he is now able to recapture some of his territories from the US. So Tokyo is now at 57%, and he is rebuilding his army bases there. Same with Niigata. So good job for you, Japan. He's now able to retake his homeland. If I was the US, I would just hold on to Japan, and do a and will take it piecemeal by piecemeal. Okay, okay. Surgeons. I guess that's all. Okay, that's all for day 31 news. And here's the South American front. As you can see here, the US is losing is losing ground. So previously, the U.S. has such dominance in this area that most of South America was in color blue. But if you will notice, um, the U.S. is being driven out of South America. Brazil is gaining ground, able to recapture some of his lost territories. So, and also my two National Guards here are taking as many um, U.S. territories here, and then I will leave it. So I will leave it to either Brazil or to the rogue state. I really don't care what happens in South America. My concern is that I wanna weaken the U.S. So I think I was able to accomplish that here in South America. So I believe that all fronts, I'm winning on all fronts. You know, from my home front to the Bay of Bengal against Australia to South America and even here in the North Atlantic, we are winning on all fronts. And at this point, I can confidently say that the tide have changed. The U.S. is now on the run, and it's just gonna be a matter of days before the U.S. capitulates and surrenders. Or you don't actually surrender in this game, but you quit. But still, we're gonna have to capture his territory. So it's just gonna be a matter of days before the U.S. falls, or weeks, because this is a huge land. This is a huge territory. Another update I want to share you guys is this. So if you will notice, let me show you the espionage report for today. Okay. By the way, I improved my espionage or counterintelligence. I placed two um two agents for counterintelligence on all my six homeland cities, because even though I already have spies there, the U.S. or whoever who's sending those spies were still able to damage my buildings in those cities. So I have to add more counterintelligence spies or agents there to make sure that I won't lose any of my buildings, because it's difficult to rebuild. It takes lots of resources to rebuild those damaged buildings, and that's an inconvenience. That's an inconvenience for me. Okay, so we're gonna have to stop it from happening. And then decrease morale by 10 in Chicago. So another round of corruption had happened in Chicago, and look, it's already at 14%. Chicago is at 14% morale, and that's gonna fall to the rebels. If he has no garrison there, it will fall to the rebels, or it will fall to the insurgents. Same with St. Louis. St. Louis is at 24%. I think it's because he bombed his former capital, and his people doesn't like that, and now they are in full rebellion. Portland is at 22%. San Francisco is at 15%, and Los Angeles is at 22%. So his whole nation is on fire, and even his provinces is raging, with Wyoming at 25%, Grand Junction at 29%. So even his provinces are all in full rebellion. So we just need to have um, one of his major cities to go on to rebel, so that it spreads out. Damn. To be honest, this is a sure victory already against the United States. His only way out of here is for him to use gold. By his uh, increase his morale by buying 2,500 gold, just to increase his morale by 10%. So that's his only option right now if he wants to win. Plus, of course, he has to rebuild his forces in order to be able to attack me. So, but he is still sending out forces there. So like for example, this one, the 39 transport, he is sending them to, I think it's going to France. See, and I was able to intercept them with my 20th frigate. So imagine what kind of damage I'm dealing to him. So there. Just like the United Kingdom is sending all his forces abroad, disregarding his homeland. So he got killed because of that. So my friends, if you're playing Conflict of Nations, you have to make sure that your homeland is secure. Before you go on conquering other distant lands, you have to make sure that your frontier, your borders are secured. So that's the reason why my first step is to conquer my neighbors. If I don't have allies in within my vicinity, I will conquer all my neighbors first. That will give me advantage in terms of resources and territories, right? Because my only concern here is this. Of course, Kazakhstan is now my northern border, so I'll have to clear this out because Kazakhstan was an ally previously, but now since he left, he's now controlled by his subaltern. So I'll have to finish Kazakhstan in order for me to secure my borders. He has around 70 units. Composed of tanks, recon, armored recon, as well as infantries, modern infantries. So, I have to deal with Kazakhstan, and also that will increase my territory. Let's check on the news for day 32. Okay, so 16th Infantry Battalion reports casualties. Okay, so this one is in Gibraltar. Okay, so the 16th has been destroyed by the 3rd Task Force. Okay, so Cameroon has a task force. Poland. Okay, United States lost another. So he lost a cruiser here and then 2 motorized infantry. There you go. So 71st cruiser has been destroyed by the 28th Task Force after heavy fighting. Our casualties, I have 19,100 casualty, while the United States has 100,860 casualties. Crime against humanity, widespread dissent in the United States. In a display of human solidarity, citizens of the United States are protesting against Semper Fi's obvious contempt for civilian life in the nation's ongoing conflicts. So there. So that's happening in the United States, in Australia, as well as in Cameroon. So Afghanistan is safe from any dissent. We don't have any dissent for day 32. World's most notorious nations is still the United States, followed by Poland, then Cameroon, Kazakhstan, Myanmar, and then Afghanistan. So imagine Myanmar is one of the notorious nations, even though he's almost, got completely wiped out. So there we're 6th, but that's good. Okay, all right. So there you go. That's all the updates that I have for you guys. Now let's discuss strategy. What are we going to do next? What's our next step? By the way, let me give you an update about Cameroon. I have a good relation. We were able to establish good relationship with Cameroon. Okay, so Cameroon is an important player in this game at this point because let's go back to the scoreboard. Okay, his number 2, he now has 1,003 points, and I'm still I'm still 3rd here. So he has the chance of winning alone. He has a big chance of winning alone. So I think I have to do something about Cameroon. I really have to do something about Cameroon right now. But he is at war with Spain, so I'm gonna let him finish his conquest, his African conquest, and then hopefully he will go up to Spain. But while he do that, yeah, let's think. Let's think. I still have Australia to deal with. Okay, but I need to check. I need to check Cameroon because if I won't check him, he will win this game. He will win this game alone because he already has 1,000 points. So he needs to be checked. Okay. But anyway, I want to show you our conversation because this conversation is a little funny. So okay. So I asked him, "Do you think it will be good to end this game early by us joining forces?" And then he answered, "You made an alliance with my enemies." Which I replied, "Whose ally? Which ally?" He said, "England and France, they attacked me." Then I said, "They were my enemies once too. And to be honest, they annoy me." Okay, and then he said, "I will not attack you, but I will attack them." And then, "Don't worry, I won't attack you too. Attack them if you want, I won't help." Okay, good game then. Likewise. Okay, so I did that yesterday because I want to secure his alliance at the moment because we are dealing with the United States and Australia. But at this point, I think the US is done. I can let friends handle that, and I can probably send one army with with SAM launchers with anti-air, so that I can capture his country. But that will take some time because traveling through the Atlantic will take more than 1 day. So if I'll send my forces, I think it will arrive there in 3 days. But I have to secure the route first, right? So it will take a week um, before I can land some troops here in his mainland. So it has to wait. It needs to wait. And then also, let me share this conversation I had with my coalition NATO. So I was sending them lots of messages. They're not responding to me. I was really pissed with France because of what he's doing, because he's wasting his forces in the sea. And then I told him to accept Myanmar. He's not accepting Myanmar, so I told him that I will leave the coalition and then I will just form a new one. So he went back, got active again, and then he accepted Myanmar. And so I'm back here with the NATO coalition. And I'm gonna try to help Myanmar to recover his lost territories. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I'm gonna in Call of War. If you recapture an allied territory or an allied who is part of your coalition, that territory will go back to your ally. So I think that I'm gonna try to do that because I want Myanmar to get back to the game. I'll try to recapture some of his cities here, and then hopefully that will go back to him, and that he will be able to rebuild his forces. Okay. I like Myanmar. He's a good friend. He's a good ally, and he was loyal. Um, he did not betray me, even though he was not accepted in NATO earlier. He did not betray me, uh, and even after he lost all his units, he stayed in the game. Tried to check on me and try to provide me intel about Australian forces. So I really appreciate what he did, and the gesture. So shout out to you. So yeah, I'll try to help him. That's one of my plan, one of my strategies. Now, if he can go back to his feet, I'll help. He will help me with Australia. So okay. So we have two wars ongoing right now. One is in the United States, and then one is in Australia. So for the United States, um, since he is too far from me, the best thing I can do is to send forces bit by bit and majority of the fighting inland will be done by France. So I will let France handle that, okay, while I move my forces to capture these territories here, liberate Myanmar, and then slowly uh, uh, I want to get to Australia slowly but surely. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to lose lots of troops. If you notice, I'm not sending any raids yet because I'm not sure what's in there, right? I can send one National Guard. I have three National Guards in this area here. So I position them here because I believe that no naval ships will go here. Hopefully, but if I lose them, that's fine. You know, that's a loss that I can take. But I want them to be ready in case that I attack Perth. So I want them to be in position. And look at this. Perth is at 41% morale. Derby is at 44%. So few more days, and Australia will his cities will will rebel also. Okay, so there. So I'm positioning my forces to attack Australia. But at this point, I want to rest. I think I'm gonna rest for a day. I don't want to do anything yet. I want to take a day off. Damn it. There has been a bloody war, and the victory against the United States is now becoming clear. Now, what am I going to do? So I told Cameroon that I won't help France. And that's true. If Cameroon attacks Spain and then into France, I'm not gonna help. I probably can give advice to France on how he will fight Cameroon, but I'm not gonna help because that's what I told Cameroon. I'm not gonna help yet until I'm able to secure my victory against Australia. So for the US, I won't have to worry about the US for now. Okay, and I will. Oh, okay. So he has a bomber wing here, and he's still bombing Vien Vientiane. Okay, damn. Okay, so okay, and then Kazakhstan. I'm still not decided if I will take Kazakhstan. Maybe I will. Cameroon. I'm not sure about Cameroon. I have to stop him before he win. Before he win this game solo. Okay, so maybe I'll take Kazakhstan. I'm not yet sure about it. But um, what I'm waiting for is for Cameroon to commit his forces to Spain and to France, and then I might attack him. I'm not gonna let you go, Cameroon. I will attack you. You will have to join me or you will die. I will give you an ultimatum, and then you will have to join me or else we will be at war. And to be honest, I'm now in the position to make war against Cameroon. Okay? You probably have seen in the news how I decimated Australian and US forces. So plus the fact that he gave me right of way. So that's a goodwill gesture for Cameroon. So, but of course, our objective is to win. So that's our goal. That's what we're gonna accomplish here. So it's either he joins me or he dies. That's his option. Join me or die. Okay. Okay. But first is that I'll have to rebuild my cities, and I will upgrade my anti-air upgrade my tanks, and then I'll send them to Cameroon. Um, let's scout him here. Libreville, okay. Libreville has a level 2 naval yard. So he's also conservative when it comes to building structures. So I noticed that he's not. Oh, okay, but he has a level 4 hospital here, but only a level 1 air base. So he probably doesn't have a strong and a huge air force, just like the United States. To be honest, Air Force is the deadliest and the most difficult unit to deal with, especially stealth. But they cost lots of resources, and if you put them down, if you have strong anti-air, then you will be able to counter them. It will be easier to defeat them. But again, it's all about just countering enemy units. So if the enemy has air dominance, then you have to counter that by building air superiority fighters and SAM launchers, because SAM launchers are good against airplanes. So you just really have to build whatever will counter the enemy forces. So there. Okay. I'll have to I have to keep building my navy also. Of course, my navy, that's something that I'm not gonna neglect. I will continuously build my navy. I'm not gonna stop building ships. And I think I'm gonna annex one more city for naval yard. I want to build many, 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 many ships, and I wanna conquer the world with my navy. That's what I learned in this game. Navy is very important here, because you cannot go anywhere without a navy. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. Huge victory for the Afghan people, and one less enemy to worry about. So there. Watch out for tomorrow's update, and let's see what's gonna happen tomorrow. There's a lot of things that can happen in a day, right? We never know. Maybe I'm already at war by tomorrow with Cameroon. So let's see. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching.